in 5, 3, 1.
Prime radicals!
Prime radicals, yeah! You're living it every day. Prime radicals, go the distance, measure and weigh.
Whoa! It all adds up to cool rad stuff.
Prime radicals.
Howdy! I want to plant me a tree in the backyard.
Tree in the backyard?
Oh, you betcha. I'm going to need me some soil. Oh, I'd say about 5 cubic meters should be enough. And it...
May I?
Sure.
Thanks. Hi there. Uncle Norm will need to call you back. Yeah, thanks.
What's up?
So you said you needed 5 cubic meters of soil?
Yep, because, trees need soil. I read that in this book.
Oh, well, that's really great, but 5 cubic meters of soil is actually a lot.
Really? I'm pretty sure that's what I need.
So how did you figure out you needed that much?
Well, little buddy, I drew up this sketch of my planter box. 1, 2, 3, 4 meters plus 1. I must need 5 cubic meters of soil.
Yeah, I can see how you might think that, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
Really? It isn't?
No. You know what, Uncle Norm? I think we should go see someone who can show you just how big 1 cubic meter of soil is and give you a few pointers on how to plant the tree.
This I gotta see.
Wait!
Want some?
Hey, Ed, how's it going?
Good to see you again, Kevin. Well, thanks. Hi, Norm.
Hi, Ed. Thanks for seeing us today.
This is great you guys could come by. What's your project?
Oh, well, Uncle Norm, he wants to plant a tree in a planter's box he's going to build.
That's right. Now, I've made a preliminary sketch here, Ed, and as you can see, it's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter, and it's 1 meter tall. So naturally what I did was I added up all the ones, and I figured I needed 5 cubic meters of soil.
Boy, am I glad you came by, Kevin. Let's look at a 3D model. So we're looking at the width and the length and the height of the vertical face of 1 cubic meter. This is a representation of 1 cubic meter of volume inside that space.
There's 1 cubic meter right there.
Right there. So that is 1 cubic meter of soil.
1 cubic meter of soil is really, really big, Ed.
And if you had 5 cubic meters to put in a 1 cubic meter box, you'd have a lot left over.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put that?
Well, I guess I'd put them in Kevin's room.
What?
We'll talk. So when it comes to 3-dimensional measurements, like a cubic meter, there's more than just the length and width of the base. We are also concerned with the up and the down of the vertical face.
There's more than the length and width of the base. There is up and down the vertical face.
Norm, I think this would be an ideal specimen for you. This is an ivory silk Japanese tree lilac.
Whoa, you know what? That is a lot of tree, Ed. It's actually much bigger than I expected. I might have to rethink my project. Do you think if I planted this giant cookie, I could get a giant cookie tree?
Maybe a macaroon bush.
I like the way you think, Ed.
Let's see what Alanna's up to back at the clubhouse.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate your help.
When you've got a cubic meter, you can see the room. The 3 dimensions make up the volume. There's more than the length, the width of the base. There's up and down the vertical face.
Now, I know you saw a lot of cool things with Kevin and Uncle Norm, but I'm gonna show you something that's even cooler. So here's 1 cubic meter. It's a 3-dimensional shape that can hold 1 million tiny blocks inside. And those blocks have the dimensions of 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. Now, I wonder how many me's can fit inside there. Let's see. Whoa, that is so cool. Now this is a cube van. You've probably seen it driving around. It moves around big things like furniture, and it has a volume of 20 cubic meters, which means that 20 stoves can fit inside. And if 5 of me's can fit into 1 cubic meter, that means it would take 100 Alannas to fill that cube van. My mom thinks that 1 Alanna is plenty enough.
Okay, so we have everything we need to plant a tree. But I think we should go with something smaller for the planter box. So maybe something like, how about 1/4 meter?
I thought I'd leaf it up to you guys. You get it? Leaf it up to... Seriously, though, I think the planter box is a good idea. I'm in, big time.
Good, I'm glad. Okay, so we have all the pieces we need here. So we need to put them together, and once we do, we can place the soil inside, and then we can plant your tree.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Norma is going to love it here.
Who's Norma?
Well, that's what I call my tree.
Right, okay. Well, let's put the pieces together.
Yeah, so all of the pieces are 1/4 meter in width and 1/4 meter in length. They are equal because they are square.
And we do this with all the pieces, is that right?
Exactly. Now, we're gonna need to screw them together tightly so that we know that they're secure.
That way, it'll be really strong.
Ready for the first one? Watch your
Right.
fingers.
Wow, kids, this is totally cubaceous.
It's gonna be really strong now.
Yeah, and it has to be strong because...
Because we're gonna be putting soil inside.
You see, each face is 1/4 of a meter long and 1/4 of a meter wide.
Exactly, and the depth is also 1/4 of a meter. Now, all we have to do is put the soil in, and then we can plant your tree.
Well, shall we get started?
Sure, let's go.
Oh, boy, this is tremendous.
And when Norma gets bigger, I'll put on a bigger swing.
Great. Now, I'm gonna show you how to make a planter box of your very own.
With the length and width of the base, and up and down the vertical face, we can figure out the size of a space that a cube will take up when you put it in its place.
I'm gonna show you how to make a treasure box. It's gonna be really, really cool. So my treasure box is gonna be 10 centimeter cube, which is also a 1 decimeter cube. So what I'm gonna do is take this piece of paper and create a square. So the dimensions are gonna be 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Okay, and now we're gonna measure out 10 centimeters for the height. 10 centimeters. And now we're gonna draw straight lines. Okay, now it's time to cut your square out. So this square is gonna be the template for my treasure box net. So I'm gonna put it slightly above the middle and trace it out. Okay, now I'm gonna trace out the square on each side. So we're gonna have 4 squares surrounding that 1 square. And these are gonna become the faces of my cube or treasure box. Okay, so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. But because a cube has 6 faces, we're gonna need to add 1 more. And I'm gonna put it down at the bottom right here. And this will become the lid for my treasure box. Okay, so we have 6 faces, but there's 1 more thing that we need to add. We need to add a flap so that the treasure box closes properly. This is a 2D net that I'm gonna fold up into a 3D solid shape, or a 3-dimensional shape. My cube or my treasure box. So now I'm gonna start to cut. We can see that we have 6 congruent squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have a flap right here. So now what we're gonna do is fold up the faces of our cube, or the faces of our treasure box. So I'm gonna start with the flap, fold it like that. So you're folding just along the lines that you already made. And the lines that I'm folding along right now are gonna become the edges of my cube, or treasure box. Now you're gonna tape up all of the edges because you want it to be secure. But you're not gonna tape up your lid because you still want to be able to open your treasure box. So this is my treasure box. And you can see that I decorated all of the faces. I have squiggles, polka dots, and on the lid, I wrote no peeking and I put little ponies. And on the front face, I wrote treasure box too. And no matter how you decorate it, your cube will look great.
You're gonna love it out here, Norma. There's lots of sunshine, plenty of rain. I'll come out every day and spend time with you, and soon you'll be
What's up,
bigger.
Kev?
Yeah, Uncle Norm just started doing that a few seconds ago.
Hey, Alanna, you're back.
Hey, Uncle Norm. What you doing?
Well, I read in my book that it's good to talk to your plants. It helps them grow big and strong.
Yeah, but you just planted Norma like a while ago.
Well, that's true, but it's never too early to start with support and praise.
Support is good, and, well, everybody loves praise.
Absolutely.
So, are you and Norma happy with the planter box?
Oh, well, I'd say she's tickled pink. Or in her case, tickled green.
Okay, so is Norma comfy in her planter box?
Oh, yeah, room to grow, don't you know?
And did we mention that it's 3 dimensions?
Wow, your planter box really rocks.
Well, kids, if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to have a little private conversation with Norma, you know, a little one-on-one time. You understand.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
So, Norma, how do you like it out here? Yeah, I think it's really nice, too. You're gonna love it. No, I dress like this all the time. Yeah, I do.
When you've got a cubic meter, you can see the room. The 3 dimensions make up the volume. There's more than the length, the width of the base. There's up and down the vertical face. There's up and down the vertical face with the length and width of the base. And up and down the vertical face, we can figure out the size of a space that a cube will take up when you put it in its place. One more time now, with the length and width of the base, and up and down the vertical face, we can figure out the size of a space that a cube will take up when you put it in its place. Oh yeah, they call it the volume. That's what it is, the volume. It's the volume. 7, 5, 3, 1.